Hi, welcome to Attainable Green. I'm Jess, and today we're going to do an August update on my orchids. So for the month of August, it's kind of been a hit or miss month. There's been a lot of new growth, but there's also been a couple of rot issues, mostly with my Dendrobiums. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with my Dendrobiums. I think it's just too much water and not enough air movement. So the new growth on my Dendrobium anosmun, Little Sweet Scent, has rotted away. Right now, I'm relying on the keiki to extend the life of this plant. The roots of the anosmun is not in great shape, so I'm hoping that the keiki will do better than the mother plant. My Dendrobium officinale also has some rot issues. I'm hoping that the new ones that survive will make it through. My Dendrobium parishii is doing great. It's growing new leaves, and it looks like the newest cane is going to be longer than the previous one. The Dendrobium Touch of Gold is also doing well. However, it suffered a setback since I think a snail ate some of the new roots and there aren't any more new growing tips on them. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but hopefully it will still continue on. My Neostylis Sneary is in bloom. Right now there's about 8 flowers open and it looks like there are a few more buds coming up. This year there's only 1 spike, but the coloration of the flowers is much deeper and more saturated than last year. Last year there were 3 spikes, but the coloration was more white than blue or bluish purple. My Miltoniopsis are doing great. All of them are growing new growths and looking pretty healthy. I know the weather gets pretty warm, so they aren't growing as fast as expected, but they're still pushing on. I'm hoping when the weather cools down, the new growths will take off. My Psychopedilums are also doing well. They're just continuing to mature their new growths, and hopefully we'll have some great pseudobulbs by the end of this growing season. My Psychopsis is actually growing 2 new growths this season, and it's very exciting. It's still a young plant, so I don't expect it to bloom anytime soon. My seedling, Aliceara, Howard's Dream, is growing a new growth. It hasn't been doing too well since the older pseudobulbs have shriveled very severely, and the leaves have kind of been twisted since I've been moving it around. But I'm hoping that the new growth will be stronger and better than this year's. My Potinara Triple Love NN is maturing its newest cane. I'm hoping that it'll grow 1 more cane before the season ends so that hopefully we'll have more blooms. My Paphiopedilums are growing new leaves, and it's pretty cool to see them grow. The new leaves on the Marguerite is much darker and more saturated than the previous leaves. I'm thinking that it's getting just the right amount of light and it's not bleaching out this time. It kind of seems like the Paphiopedilums are growing at a rate of maybe 1 inch a month, so we have a long way to go before it completes growing its fan. My Iwanagara and my Dialaelia is growing new leaves. Last month I said that they might be in sheath, and I was wrong. I guess I jumped the gun on that one. However, my Laelia Purpurata is in sheath, and it's going to be a while before it blooms because I know it has a very long bloom spike. The Oncidium Twinkle is growing 2 spikes, and the Tsiku Marguerite is growing 3 spikes. So it's going to be exciting to see it branch and grow. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, Attainable Green, for all the latest updates, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Bye!